So, all right, let's just get straight into it. First topic for today is Kim and Kanye. It's been confirmed that they're getting a divorce. I don't really know how people can feel about it, but it was interesting to see this marriage fall apart because I thought this was a couple that would stay together and stand the test of time because they've been through so much already. It's like, why would you give up now is how it kind of feels. But yeah, Kim's officially filed for divorce.
I feel sad for them, I actually feel sad because, like you said, I've been rooting for them like always, and because I used to watch like what's it called, Keeping Up with the Kardashians back in the day. I felt like they were always each other's soulmates, but then they'd always miss each other. So say that she was single, he wouldn't be single, and when he's single, she wouldn't be single. So when they got together, I was like, oh, like this is good, like this is perfect. So I kind of feel sad that they're breaking up. It's a bit sad.
Yeah, it is a bit sad. But I feel like the cracks were starting to show when I think Kanye went on Twitter and then started calling his in-law Kim Jong-un or something like that. And I thought, oh no, you can't be saying that. You cannot be saying that.
I mean, the funniest one was when he said how the movie Get Out is about him.
That's so wild. That's so wild.
He'd been wilding on Twitter for a minute because it was getting bad. When he said he went on Twitter to say, "Oh, Kim was cheating on him with Meek," I said, "Yo, that was it." That's when she put in the call. She was like, "Yo, get me out of this. I can't be dealing with this anymore."
Chris and Kanye, that was the one that finished me. Called the husband Kanye. That's so weird. That's so
crazy. It's crazy because of how much they've been together. Like, even when you think about going back to like the robbery and stuff like that, like that's insane to me. That a lot of that sort of stuff would bring couples closer together, which it seemed to do. But I just think maybe she's gone as far as she can within this. I don't know. She's the one that's filed for divorce, so it feels like maybe she's come to her wit's end with him and his antics, really.
Do you know what it is though? Because you know how you said how you thought the robbery would have brought a lot of people close together. A lot of couples go through stuff where it's like it brings you together, but then it's bringing you together under the emotions, the heightened emotions at that time. Unfortunately, like we always hear when people say, love is not enough to sustain a marriage or sustain a relationship, and it's not. So I feel like when like stuff like that happens, like that kind of thing happened to them, it was the heightened emotions that maybe brought them closer at that time. But then if they're cracks, the cracks are going to be cracking. Like, so the cracks have been fixed, or we're just going to keep being in the same situation. So I feel like, I don't know, but I also don't like this narrative of people saying, oh, she's done all she can and she's really tried with Kanye. Like, every relationship, no one's perfect. So we don't know what Kim be doing. And I feel like also... sorry. And I feel like
sorry, you go.
I feel like also, sorry. So like, how people keep talking about like, oh, like she's tried, she's done this for him, quote unquote, Kanye's crazy and stuff like that. Like, I feel like for Kanye, if you think about how he was friends with like Beyonce and Jay-Z, they are so private, so low-key. And low-key, I feel like Kanye kind of lived that life a little bit because we never really heard from Amber Rose until a certain time. But I feel like he was also that private person. So to date someone who is so like publicly about everything and public about this, and they just literally film everything, I feel like that must have been difficult for him as well. And I feel like that wouldn't have helped him. Because if you think about his TMZ breakdown here, that was mad, Man really said, he said, I got lipo for y'all. Do you know what kind of pressure you must feel from people to feel like you have to go under the knife?
A lot of men get lipos. You'd be surprised. A lot of these artists get lipos. Like, I think there's an art in Love and Hip Hop. What's that guy? The guy that paints his nails and he's got dreads.
Oh, A1, that's it.
Yeah, he got lipo as well. So a lot of celebrities get lipos, like men. Anyway.
Yo, they be going crazy. A lot of them be going under the knife. I heard that Drake went under the knife.
Don't do that. Do not do that.
No.
Don't do that.
I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Listen, I am a Drake stan. Okay, I will not tolerate any Drake slander.
Is it slander if you did it, sis?
It is.
If the shoe fits, Mr. Drake Aubrey, you better put it on like Cinderella.
No. And then he got them to reconstruct his abs.
Stop it.
Adam, so a man can't work out in the gym anymore?
No, they don't. Because you can also get calf implants. Did you know that?
Calf implants?
Yeah.
That's
you can.
wild, man.
Do you know how crazy that is? Just work legs. I wouldn't be surprised personally.
It's not as simple as you think.
What, working legs?
No, working legs is completely different to working calves. Yeah, working calves is just, it's another strenuous exercise. Yeah, because they always stay small. Your legs, your thighs.
Are you fighting for the people that get the surgery, sir? Is that what we're doing?
I'm not fighting for anybody. I'm just saying facts.
Fair enough.
Is there a prenup involved in this breakup, or
apparently they've got
so
prenup.
much money involved.
No, they've got prenup apparently. So, because what I read is that it's going smoothly. Like they've both agreed. They've got prenup, so that's fine. They've both agreed they want joint custody. So there's no fights at the moment. Apparently, they're just settling that their estates, so like house and all that kind of stuff. The things they own together. So I think it's a very peaceful divorce, which I think is good.
We've got 4 kids as well, so I'm never one to say, stay together for the children, but I do believe try and make it as peaceful as it can be for the 4 kids that are involved. But man, them were going crazy on Twitter trying to analyze the breakup. Like,
Bruh.
someone said like it was like ESPN or trying to analyze a football or basketball game, the way people like Kim's done all she can in the relationship. Like, you don't know her, you ain't been
exactly.
But you have to remember Kim is like a pop culture like icon, like, do you know what I mean? Like she is the Princess Diana of pop culture kind of thing. So any little thing that happens in her life will be analyzed to pieces. So I feel like I'm one of those people where I feel like I kind of saw it coming from the whole situation where he went on Twitter and then they're back together and then he's chatting rubbish basically on Twitter. So I feel like I kind of saw it coming. But I'm shocked she actually went through with it. That's what I'm shocked at, because I feel like after how many marriages, it was carry on. But I think, as people were saying, she's probably had enough.
Or
which anything, but I don't think she's gonna get married again. Because I genuinely think, no, she's an expert, child. She get married like it's nothing. I think, I really think that Kanye was actually like her soulmate. Like, I don't think she's gonna get married again, because I don't see how you can get married after the man you've been wanting all your life.
I don't think she wanted it to end, but there was just so much. Like,
I don't think so.
You look at when he was running for president and he had that breakdown, and I think what was telling was the fact that none of them were there. When he was on stage talking about he wants to be president, there's so many moments that you just think, rah. Or even things that he's done, like all the family said it was nice, but when he did that thing with he brought their dad back, and everyone was like, yeah, that was so nice. If that was me and like I was seeing someone and they did that for me, I'd be like, yo, what are you doing? It's curtains.
Wait,
like,
what happened?
No, I actually cried. So basically for her birthday present. When someone dies and did that, the hologram, that's it. It got a holographic thing of her dad. And then it had messages for each person. No, I cried at that. It had messages for each person. And it was like, Kim, I'm so proud of you. And that is the sweetest present I ever saw. And I feel like for someone who's a celebrity and who's rich, what can you get them? I feel like that was so sentimental. Because I feel like they never got that
guy as well.
Yes, I feel like they never got their dad. They never had their dad to be able to tell them that he's proud of them and stuff. I feel like that was so sweet.
I don't know. I would have found it weird. It was just.
Are you Nigerian?
Yeah.
That's why. You say you don't bring the dead are dead. You leave the dead where they are.
I don't play games like that. If I see that, I'm running. What are you doing?
Screaming.
When they did it with Tupac, I said it didn't feel right with me, and that's that. Now they got her dad running around like he's packed. No, I'm not.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you, bro? How can you say that?
Would you guys ever attend a concert like that though? Because I think they were going to do one for Whitney Houston. I couldn't go to it.
I heard about that actually.
I
think a whole concert is a bit much. Like standing there or sitting down 2 hours just to watch an animation of somebody who's dead or whatever it is.
It's freaky.
It's just weird. Like,
I feel like I'd only go, say the person recorded it. So say like J. Cole recorded it or Nicki Minaj recorded it before they died. Then they're playing it for us. I'll go to that. But if it's that like you're making up dance moves or you're making up stuff that they would have done, I'm good, love.
Would you go if it has the artist approval? Like say Prince said, yo, before I die, just you guys can do as much of this as you want to ensure that my estate keeps bringing in money. Would you then approve it that way?
I still wouldn't go.
No, I think it just freaks me out. Like, you're not here.
Yeah. And it's technically like listening to music indoors, but you just got the hologram.
Just watch the previous concerts on YouTube.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Back to Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Yeah, you guys are on the side of Kim Kardashian.
I'm not. I'm on Kanye's side. I'm on Kanye's side.
He's the one who fully came out and said, "I don't want this woman in my life. I've had enough." How many times has he said that? I think this is a plan.
I think he's been crying out for help.
Pure plan, because he knows that Kim Kardashian cannot be the first lady. So he's attempting to do this.
Sir.
Okay, hold up. Hold up.
Let him get his shit off. Let him get his shit off. Eman, say that again.
I think he sees the vision, that he wants to become president for 2024, right? So he's doing a cleanup right now. He's taken her away out of the equation, and he's going to get somebody who can represent the United States properly. Do you get what I'm saying? So then now, he said all this other stuff. I'm done with Chris Jong, whatever, this and that. He's getting rid of the family out of the picture. So then now he can just move in swiftly into 2024 in the presidential elections and gravitate towards the people. Because right now he's a billionaire. He's been very successful. But what is Kim bringing to the table?
I'll vote for The Rock before I vote for Kanye.
And do you know,
man said I'll vote.
This is why I feel like men will kill you, because after all that chasing, now that he's gotten, his billionaire status, because mind you, he was broke when he got with Kim, right?
No. Hey.
No, he wasn't
broke before. He was broke during. At what point?
Before
when we got together.
And she bailed him out. Yeah, exactly. She bailed him out. And now that you want to be a president, you want to erase everybody that got you to where you are. I'm sorry, no one will vote for him.
Do you know I don't believe in that as well, yeah? Because Kanye has not got a clean track record.
No.
So how dare you take out Kim, who's currently studying to be a lawyer, who's currently doing prison reform work, because you want a cleaner image, sir. Your image was unclean from when you said you're Kanye West.
This was just a theory I just thought of.
And technically,
this is not true.
Kanye is not ugly, right? But realistically, who will want to date Kanye after this scandal?
Kanye's fine though.
Like, he's just not stable enough. Who would want to take on that baggage of dealing with Kanye after this situation?
He's definitely dealing with a lot of issues for sure.
Yeah, he needs to work on himself.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think that he needs to. I feel like, because I've also read somewhere where apparently he's the one who, I think they agreed on the divorce, but someone said he filed for it. But obviously that's not true, because the records show that she filed for it. But I think that I think the separation is good, because he needs to heal away from cameras and away from the spotlight. Like, I think it's very difficult. And even though this is their last season, that's why I kind of feel like maybe if they had kept working on it, maybe it would have gotten better. But I think it's so important for him to heal. And I don't really think he wasn't on the show like that, to be fair. I don't watch them, but I don't think he was on the show like that. But I think he needs to heal, and he needs to sort himself out away from the spotlight. But I'm glad. I do think that he's going to reconcile with Jay-Z and Beyonce. I really think that.
They don't F with Kim, do they?
We need Watch the...
I hope so.
Watch the phone too.
What I really think is that some individuals, their visions and their dreams are bigger than anything that somebody can understand. Like right now, currently at the moment, he has to deal with Gap. He has 1,400 acres that he has to deal with. He has this situation where he's trying to get back his masters. He's dealing with a lot of stuff. Yeah. And then, he has his family to take care of. Like, he has the whole entire empire to take care of. And I think right now it's come to the point where it's like they're not on the same page. And I think he's just put out in a situation that they put him in a mental asylum, in a mental institution to get better, and it didn't do good for him. I think he's just got to the point where he's just like, you guys are not helping me. You guys are just managing the situation and not helping me.
Yeah.
So he's just like, you know what? I'm done. This and that. Boom, boom. And then now she's obviously said, you know what? Cool. Let's just file for a divorce and get it over and done with. I think that is what it really is.
But how do you help a man who doesn't want to be helped?
Empire to take care of as well. Sorry?
But who said? I think he wants to be helped.
How do you help a man who doesn't want to be helped, who at every little inconvenience is on Twitter blasting, like telling the whole world what he's going through?
The whole family.
No,
yeah, like I just feel like our generation, I don't know, I feel like this generation, I think even you talking about his empire and going to school and blah 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 and like carrying on his marriage and stuff, that's what you're supposed to do anyway. Like you're in a marriage, you're going to have all these extra stuff going on whilst in a marriage. So I don't feel like it's something that should be like so much for you that you can't handle that it requires a divorce. I just think,
but I think they're not on the same page. That's what it is.
Yeah, I knew they weren't on the same page from when he was saying he's a Republican and she's clearly a Democrat. Like things like that, they make being together tricky. Like, you might as well be different religions.
Yeah. Do you know as well?
Clearly what you think she's?
No, because she was speaking to. There was an episode one time where she was speaking to what's the guy's name?
Scott.
No, Jenna's dad.
Caitlin.
Did that one. So basically, she was speaking to her. And like Caitlyn was telling Kim about how you should really be a Republican. That's hence why the relationship that she's had with Trump, like why we should then have a relationship with Trump, she would be fully against it. There is an episode where it definitely confirms that she is more for Republican than anything else.
She came out and
she's a Democrat.
She definitely voted for Democrat. Like she came out and
show me receipts, bro. Actually, you know.
But you know what is them? For me, that just shows you how much like I feel like with the family anyway. I rate them. I rate the hustle. I rate all of that. But I do think that if you're someone who's in the family, is a lot for you to deal with. Like I cannot ignore the fact that Lamar went through what he went through. Scott's been going through that one is they tied his destiny to a tree in his parents' village. I don't know what's going on with Scott. And then now with Kanye, I feel like that's why I agree with what Emmanuel said. I feel like they're not seen eye to eye. But I also think, I think it's funny how a lot of people think Kim's been the one who's dealt with a lot, but I actually think Kanye's probably the one who's dealt with majority of stuff. Like I feel like the family, and it also feels like, like it's one of those families where when you're married to one person, you're married to all of them.
You're married to all of them, yeah.
It's flipping. Like as a viewer, as someone who's not even in their household, it's draining for me to see the things that they get up to. The alleged thing to get up to. So imagine actually being someone who's actually in that, and then you've got your own stuff that you're dealing with anyway. I feel like Kanye is going to be a different person when they get divorced. I feel like he's going to get 100%. The help he needs, and he's going to be in a place where his mind is a lot clearer. And I just think also, as much as he wasn't part of the show, his kids are part of the show. His wife is part of the show. Everyone, their circles are part of the show. So he would have felt like he was part of the show, because imagine having cameras in your house constantly, and that's how the show is taped. It's like the cameras are constantly there. They might get like maybe a few days in a year where the camera's not there, but other than that, the cameras are constantly rolling. Like that's draining, man.
So, do you think they ended to try and help the marriage?
Also, like Kanye West changing his religion as well. Well, I don't want to say changing his religion, but him becoming more devoted to Christianity. That's another thing. Like now we're seeing that his wife is now basically she's selling sex, like. In some way, shape, or form. I mean, of course, you may want to disagree, but that is what she's selling. She's selling a lifestyle, a very sexy, luxurious lifestyle. And Kanye West now, when he's devoted to his religion, he can no longer align with that.
I agree with that as well.
Kanye West being an individual who has always hated paparazzi, now he's having to face his situation with E. So there's a combination.
Isn't it weird how he wanted privacy, right? And she's practically kept her marriage like private. And then when it comes to his marriage, he's now like the one who's actually publicly speaking about it. Because if it wasn't for Kanye, we wouldn't know the turmoils and stuff that they're going through. Because I feel like Kim has been pretty like on the low about that. Like even on the show, it's just like Kanye's doing this, doing that, but we don't even see him on the show. Like, so I feel like I feel like he's kind of hypocritical in the sense that he was the one who's actually telling us that there's cracks rather than Kim. So it's a bit like
I'll be honest, with that one, I feel like I give him a pass, because I see those not as just tweets where he's sitting down his board. I saw those as like mental breakdowns. It's just mental breakdowns that he was having, and he had his phone with him at the time, and he was just talking. So like with those, it's like not necessarily, I would give him a pass for that, because I feel like those were mental breakdowns rather than anything. Because the things he was saying were so wild and so outlandish that it's like, bruh, what's going on? Like someone literally go and check up on him.
Do you think
you asked a question earlier.
The reason why he's done that, the reason why he's done that is because if you look at the situation on the whole entire Kardashian family and how they've all dealt with relationships, it's usually Chris is the one who's actually controlling the narrative.
Listen.
Every single time. So I think Kanye West, that's why Kanye West when he said Chris Jong-un.
Yeah.
There was a reason why he said, I mean, of course,
I believe everything he said.
But...
Oh, that's the fact.
I believe everything he said because that's the thing. Like, I feel like the devil works hard, yeah, but Chris works harder. This woman is constantly plotting, okay, this tragedy has happened to you. You've taken this L in public. How are we going to turn into a W? How are we going to turn into a sponsorship? How are we going to turn into you being endorsed by Pepsi and you doing this and you doing that? Like, she is constantly thinking, constantly trying to put things together. Like, her mind must be...
When Tristan did all that madness and they tried to spin it and they talked about it on the show, I said, some things that I just think should be left out and not discussed, but nothing's not left off the table. My question was going to be, so
but that was what makes good TV.
It does make for good TV, but it doesn't make for, it's not realistic in the sense that life isn't like that. Like, there are certain things that I think will happen to you that you just don't necessarily, even when your job is to be in the public eye, that you don't want to be discussed. Like, to me, it was crazy that they discussed the Tristan Thompson thing as much as they did. And they did everything but say Homegirl's name. So that was crazy.
But can I, before you ask your question, can I just add to that, please? Sorry. How I know, Kanye is not mad is that even Kourtney has had enough. That's how, for me, that's all the evidence that I need that Kanye is not mad. And everything that man said is true. From when Kourtney, who is a sister, who was raised in this, who is part of this, has said, like, listen, I'm done with this. Like, I'm quitting the show. I'm done. Like, I'm done. She had argued with her sisters. She came on Twitter and was basically just showing everybody's asses of the family. And she's like, that's how I know Kanye, right? We've got to stick by our brother, mate.
When that was going on, so I was like, don't they have a WhatsApp group?
Trust me. Or come out the WhatsApp group. Sis really came to tweet and said, yeah, I've had enough. She's having a fight. Like, and I'm not talking about the little fight where, Kim smacked. She didn't really connect with that one. Like, this is the full-blown... And I feel like it's just mad, man. I don't know. I think Kanye's going to be greater when he comes out of that. I pray. I hope so anyway.
I hope so. Fingers crossed, man.
All right.